परफॉर्म किया है, प्रीतम चक्रवर्ती के साथ जीमा अवार्ड्स में परफॉर्म किया है, बहुत कुछ उन्होंने किया है, काफी धमाल मचाई है, उनसे बात करते हैं. वेलकम Shirsha.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Total pleasure. So how's the journey been so far?
It's been amazing. I mean, I had initially won a scholarship from the government of Ontario to learn classical music in India. So I took that opportunity, I went there, I learned, and alongside my lessons, I reached out to people in the industry. It's been a childhood dream, honestly, to be able to work in Bollywood. So this was sort of my first glimpse into that world. So
amazing.
it was really
Speaking
good.
of childhood dreams, you must have known early on that you loved singing, or did you just discover that later on?
Yeah, no, I apparently started singing when I was 3, when I would talk in tunes.
Yeah.
So I started taking lessons in Singapore when I lived there.
Oh, wow.
So I think that was when I was 8. So I've been actually taking lessons since I was 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Shirsha, you can easily say, I'm born and raised in Kolkata. So you're Bengali. Ash King was here. He's Bengali. So is this like a Bengali?
I feel like a left out.
Yeah, we'll make you Bengali too since you're with us. So is this like a Bengali thing? I know that music, arts and music is, in Bengali households is very important. Everybody should kind of take part. So has that played a big role?
It's kind of, I mean, I've grown up in a family that is completely immersed in music. My mom sings, my dad sings, my whole mom's side of the family sings. So I've been raised in such a musical environment that I think it was bound to,
Right.
be ingrained into my veins. So yeah, it's been great. I've gotten
Did
a
they
lot of.
always tell you korte hove?
No. I mean, I always wanted to sing, and they really supported that. I mean, if I didn't have my parents' support, then I'd probably be nowhere.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad.
So it's in your genes, genetic pool. So were you trained classically from childhood? Because usually that happens a lot in Indian families too. Or did you just kind of learn later on?
Yeah, you know what? I started training in classical music when I was 8, but back then I wasn't really, I hadn't realized that I wanted to do this as a career.
Right.
Then I was taking it because my mom encouraged it.
Yeah.
But there was, in 2008, there was this Bengali reality TV show, kind of like Indian Idol. I got selected from Canada to compete in that. So that experience itself was mind-blowing. I learned so much from it. And I think that was the point in my life when I decided, no, I have to do this as my career.
Wow. And even last year, there was another competition, Voice of Storm, which you won.
Yeah,
that was hosted by Shankar Mahadevan, I believe.
It was his academy, and he was there at the festival, which was held in Bangalore. He was there for the final, and he judged the final round. So he was chosen as the winner, and that was really just a mind-blowing moment.
Well, I'm just getting curious now as to, you're winning all these contests. Do you want to give us a little sample of your winning voice? Because I'd love to hear it.
Sure. I recently did a cover on YouTube of the song Sun Satya from ABCD2.
Okay.
So I can sing a little bit of that. Sun Satya Mahiya बरसाते इश्क़ की स्याहियाँ रंग जाऊं मैं हारी मैं तुझ पे मैं छर जाऊं हूँ पिया बस तेरी छूले तो खरी मैं सुन साथिया माहिया बरसाते इश्क़ की स्याहियाँ.
Beautiful. Very nice.
Shirsha, what's the secret? I've always asked these, it's some kind of magic. Whether it's Kumar Sanu, whom I and myself were talking about it last couple of weeks ago also. He doesn't speak in Hindi properly, but when it comes to singing, nobody can match him. Same with Ash. Ash was here. Same with you to an extent. What is it? Like, how can you guys sing in Hindi so properly?
Honestly, you grow up in a family that is so immersed in music in general, but then, of course, there's Bollywood, right? We all watch Bollywood, and
That's
I've been
right.
watching movies since I was tiny. So I think hearing the language, it becomes easy to pronounce the words, whereas maybe when it comes to speaking, since you haven't learned it, you maybe don't know the grammar that well or something. So when it comes to singing, it's just, pronunciation, and you've heard that from when you were small. So it's kind of ingrained. Yeah.
It's funny because a lot of people will lose their accents because there's a lot of British singers when they sing in English,
yeah.
you can't tell they have a British accent. So I don't know, it's something about music
It's
that
really
just kind
cool.
of you're able to mask it.
Yeah.
So let's hear about your future plans. What do you see for yourself in the next 5 years?
Well, this program that I'll be doing at Humber, that starts this fall, and that will go on for 4 years. In between, as I mentioned, every summer I would like to be going back to India to continue the groundwork and reaching out to people. There's so many other people that I want to work with.
Right.
I've only really begun. So that's where my future really is at. I really want to work with some of my favorite people, some of the most prominent people in Bollywood, and also since I do sing English songs, I want to pursue that career as well. North American pop music, R&B, jazz, all of those genres. So ultimately I think this is all leading to collaborations and independent music as well. So I'd like to really, explore a lot of these options and see what clicks with me the best.
Nice. And Shirsha, you performed with Ash King in India and then with Preetham Chakravarti at the Jima. How different were both of them? And how was the feeling after?
How different? Well, I'll start with saying it was amazing. I mean, performing with Ash King, I guess I want to start with that because that was really cool. I went to meet him through somebody else and sort of sang for him so that he could hear whether this will work out or not. And he chose me as the lead female singer to perform with him. And we had one show in Jaipur, which was killer. It was a private show, and it was my first time performing with him, and I was nervous, like madly nervous, but he's amazing to work with. He's supportive, he's funny, he makes the environment really friendly, and there's so much I've learned from him, and yeah, I hope to be able to work with him again. And at GMA Awards, that was a bit different because, oh my God, Preetham Chakravarti, like what do you say? What do you even think about that? But that was really cool because I got to meet a lot of other singers as well. He had like Nakash Aziz, Shalmali, Ash was there too, and it was an incredible experience being able to interact with him and sort of chit chat with him. He's Bengali too, so
Again, the Bengali.
yeah. So it was great. It was like a whole night shooting event, and it was mad. It was amazing.
Wow. By the looks of it, you look very westernized, but the voice that came out was very old school, Lata Mangeshkar. Right? So who were some of your influences growing up? Because you have a very, very classical Indian voice. It's beautiful.
Honestly, Lataji and Ashaji would be probably the spot where you begin. You grew up listening to them. And then I'd say I really idolize Shreya because she has that really melodious voice, but she's so versatile.
Right.
And I think her first movie was Devdas, and I was really young back then, but from that moment I really idolized her. I also love Sunidhi's work.
Yeah.
She's brilliant, and just her vocal texture also is really cool. So I think they would be my biggest idols. Yeah.
Amazing.
Huma, बहुत कम समय है, तो I think it's almost time.
Time for us to say goodbye, but I guess if people Google you, or where can they find you quickly before we go?
I have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's basically, if you search up Shirsha Chakraborty on YouTube, you'll get my
And
channel.
they'll find you.
Check out my covers. I hope you like them.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure they'll love it after they heard your little sample here today. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
being in the
much.
studio with
Thank you so
us.
much for having me.
All the best to you. And
Thank you.
Sunny, it's time for us to
Time to say goodbye.
Bye-bye till next week. So we'll see you all then. Bye.